Hello and welcome to the biggest, the boldest and the very best of sports show on TV. This is Sport Pizza, where you get the absolute best in the ever exciting world of sports. My name is Bronson Wadan, your host. Now, hate him or love him, Lionel Messi has broken the jinx as his team, Argentina, has finally won the Copa American title, of course, with Messi as the captain. And it was a big night last weekend in England, as of course, the Italian team did the Italian job in a grand style after, of course, winning the Euro 2020 in front of England fans. What a way. Now, don't forget that Etebo is in the news today. He's moved to a club in Europe. Which team is that? Find out that and much more after this break. Don't go away. Welcome back. My strike partner, Kule Philip, joins me at this time. Kule, good to have you on Sport Pizza today.
Yeah, great to be here, Browsing on top of the day to you. It was a weekend filled with great, sporting action, activities, and I think that apart from those, the finals that took center stage, the Argentine Lionel Messi winning the Copa, Copa America, for the first time in almost 28 years that he has been with the national team. The English national team also losing to the Azuris, a very disappointing one. The D Tigers against the United States of America in an exhibition game. I gave it their best. I watched the game with so much excitement, and I don't know how those guys did it. 90-27, 3-pointers, they were just throwing in like, is a part and parcel of them against top players like Bam Adebayo and Kelvin Durant and also Lillard were also there, and you could see that zeal, the determination of those guys to get the job done.
We are getting there,
as far as I'm concerned, with the coach in charge and with the players, their dedication, I think that we're going to go all the way at the Olympics.
No doubt, Kule, that the Tigers, of course, would do us proud, hopefully, when they get to the Olympics. But let's start from the climax. Before this time, there have been lots of would I say competition between Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. There were also talks about Ronaldo winning title for his country and Messi yet to win. I think by now all those would have been laid to rest after the Argentine national team last weekend, of course, clinched the all-important Copa American title. Of course, Messi lifted the title for his national team. Kule, I think right now there's no argument anymore who is the world greatest, because I think that was one piece of puzzle Messi needed to fix, and he has finally done that.
It still doesn't take away the fact that he's not as, the debate will go on. From the way you're talking now, Brownson, it looks like you're trying to say Lionel Messi is the greatest.
No, I'm just saying right now. I'm just saying right now the debate would have been late to rest.
It would have been late to rest because when Argentina won that game at the Rio Maracana Stadium over the weekend, last weekend, I beg your pardon. So much talk was people began to really speculate. Of course, they came up with assertions that by virtue of the fact that Messi won it, is the greatest of all time. This debate has been on for more than a decade. So I still think that both of them as the greatest. It's difficult to actually pinpoint the player who happens to be the greatest. You could see that, last week when we were here, we talked about the fact that Lionel Messi was carrying the team along from the beginning of the competition, where he was pivotal. Like the coach said, he said he's the only player who is guaranteed of a regular, shirt in the team. Others, even with the stars like Angel Di Maria, will have to struggle, and if they don't do well, the coach says he's going to relegate them. Of course, put better players who are doing better. And you can't really underestimate the performance of Lionel Messi in the past, in the recently concluded Copa America.
And even in the past 15 years, you can't question his performance.
No, Brown. I think that
he may not win. So you see, Lionel Messi may not have been winning titles with his national team.
Okay.
But you cannot underestimate his performance on the pitch of play.
There has been days, I watched games, and I think that Lionel Messi of Barcelona at his peak, it's not the same Lionel Messi we get to watch. I get to watch in the Argentine colors. I've seen it a couple of times, but in recent time, he has faced a lot of castigations. Even most of those top players
have not
scattered for the fact that, remember, even Diego Maradona came out boldly to tell him that you are not the greatest, because when you look at even Cristiano Ronaldo, the way he carries the team along, the charisma, the urge and all of that.
It was about the title before. It was about the title that Messi had not won. No, you see, it was about the title before that Messi had not won anything in his national team. But right now, there's no debate for that at all.
Commitment and all of that came into full about 4 years ago.
If you look at the stars,
that's my take.
If you look at the areas of stars that Portugal has, for instance, and if you look at the stars that Argentina has, you cannot put them at par.
Absolutely.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So if you look at the kind of player that Messi plays with in Barcelona, it's not the same quality he plays with in Argentina.
Brownsing, who are the players? Even the Portuguese national team, I think the Argentines have more quality players than the Portuguese. Okay. They've got top-notch players. That's where you have Sergio Kun Aguero. That is where you have Angel Di Maria. They've got top and classical players. How they are not able to turn out wins, how they are not able to win titles is what beats me all. And I'm very happy that they were able to do it. You could see the scintillating way, Angel Di Maria put the ball at the back of the net with ease. It shows absolute professionalism. And Lionel Messi, this has just been his tournament, because from the blast, from the beginning to the very end, he lifted the team, he encouraged the team, and of course, he has a lot to celebrate right now.
Talk about zeal, talk about desire. The Argentine national team last weekend showed that they needed that trophy more than, of course, the Samba boys of Brazil, and of course, Neymar, like we know, of course, shedded tears as usual. But for me, in my opinion, I think Neymar cost Brazil that title. Yes, I mean, for Neymar fans, I'm sorry, but if you look at the way he played, I think referees have gone past every little move. You fall down, you look for penalties.
The same thing.
The same Neymar cost PSG.
PSG, the UEFA Champions League title. The same, and this has always been his ways. This has always been his performance. He's a self-centered. For me, I think that if you're talking about a player that is that does not play much with the team, Neymar is one of them. Most of the time, he wants to get the ball by himself. He wants to make the moves. He wants to make all the incursions by himself. And football is about teamwork. Yes. It's not about individualism. And this is actually costing Neymar, trophies. I'm so disappointed in him, because I think the Brazilians had few chances. They put up some great display right in the front of their crowd. But it was disappointing.
Very disappointing, must be said.
But Brownsing, he still has some years to actually redeem himself.
Yeah, let's see how well Neymar will redeem himself. Now, let's talk about Euro 2020. It was very exciting to see top games. Must be said that the final was classic, but good games like this will always have someone to blame. Now, let's look at that final properly and see. Now, because in my opinion, I think for a final game, there was absolutely no need for Gareth Southgate to have changed some key players who have carried the team to this point. I honestly think, Kule, that there was absolutely no reason for him to have played two left back in the finals.
Well, it was wrong for him to actually, from my own perspective, I quite agree with you. Trippier and Luke Shaw shouldn't have been used. I think he should have used another offensive player, from the other wing. But the coaches have their reasons why they take some the decisions. You can't take away the fact that Gareth Southgate, yes, this tournament, he has been on top of his game. He has not done badly. But there are times that, they come up with decisions that doesn't work. He actually had his plan work out. I think the Three Lions, the pattern he intended adopting, or which he adopted rather, was the defensive pattern. Tried to be a bit defensive, of course, catch the Italians on the counter. But he yielded dividend at the start with that goal coming very early against. It was unexpected. Then Italians came out at them, kept attacking them. But you could discover that most times when the English national team tried to catch them on the counter, they were always looking very dangerous. And just like you said, substituting players who are established, players who has been carrying the team from the inception. Of course, bringing young players in wasn't. He feels that could could be right. But I think that, just like you said, those were wrong. Those wrong decisions he made in the game, and even the penalties that were taken. Come on, Brownson, a 19-year-old boy will carry, the whole nation, the
pressure of the whole nation on his shoulder.
Come on, he's too young. Bukayo Saka just broke into the team I think about 2 seasons ago, when he became a regular player
As a matter of fact,
Arsenal.
If you look at Jadon Sancho, for instance, you look at Marcus Rashford, we understand these guys, probably have played in some couple of big games.
Sancho,
but
Rashford.
If you look at the Italian national team, look at the players that took those penalties. Even with the boost from the English fan, they were able to keep their calm.
They don't have any business with you. They are professionals in their jobs, and they were able to carry it out, executed it in the best way they can, and of course the detailed dividend. I don't expect him to actually allow Bukayo Saka to carry the pressure of the whole, the whole country. In heart, playing that a very important penalty of that nature. Rashford, yes, Rashford is quite experienced. He has been with the team for quite some time. Such a player can still do that. But for Bukayo Saka, I think he's relatively young.
As a matter of fact, even Sancho too shouldn't have taken the penalty. But of course, these coaches know better than us. We're just analysts, right? I get. But before that final, something happened at Wembley. The crowd at Wembley Stadium was, out of this world. But the management came out to say that no fan without that, all the fans that got into the stadium were fans with tickets. Report had it that over 7,000 fans were outside the stadium trying to force themselves to see that live game. But I think they were able to control the situation.
They were able to control the situation, but some of the fans still broke in. They fought with the security personnel, fought with the stewards, and they were able to gain entry into the stadium. It was a very disappointing one. The English FA came out to say it's absolutely unacceptable. The Metropolitan said they did all their best to curtail the situation, and they had to work with other security outfits to carry it out. But it didn't work out. When you have the crowd, when you have when you have over 77,000 people, against you, what can you do? So I think this was a very disappointing one. The English fans are always very, very. They act like hooligans. I beg you. I'm sorry to say, when it comes to.
No, I totally understand the standpoint of the fans. They had not been in final for over 50 years, and
imagine the letter that was written to Gareth Southgate by.
And this opportunity came right under the nose. And everybody wanted to be part of history, but unfortunately, that history did not happen. And they ended up losing that game. Very, very sad one. But I must say that the Euro 2020 was very exciting. They played good football. The officiating, apart from one or two mistakes, even with VAR, but you have to give them credit. It was a good competition all in all. And kudos to the organizers, UEFA, for putting up that beautiful show. Let's take a very quick break. When we come back, more stories to come. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now let's talk about some transfer stories. Nigerian players are doing well in Europe, and of course is gradually reflecting in the transfer window. Now Ogonekaro Etebo has moved to Watford because Watford have signed the midfielder for a season-long loan. Now the move is 25-year-old Nigerian international Etebo's third loan switch since he joined Stoke City in 2018. Now, also to tell you that President of Nigerian Football Federation, Mr. Maju Melvin Pinnick, visited the Premier League returnee Watford and, of course, met with some Nigerian players in the club. Now, apart from Etebo, there are also that's also at Watford FC. Super Eagles deputy skipper William Troost Ekong, of course, is also at Watford. Emmanuel Dennis, former junior international Isaac Success, and of course Tom Dele Bashiru. All those guys also in Watford. Fantastic. Watford gradually becoming a home for Nigerian players.
Yeah, becoming a home for Nigeria, and I was really very happy about the fact that Ogenekare Etebo was able to secure a loan deal with the club. You know, just the previous was some couple of weeks ago. Was it last week? No, it was 2 weeks ago. We had signed also Emmanuel Dennis, and I was very happy because when Dennis got in there, he said he feels so much relaxed because you have the deputy captain of the Super Eagles there. He is one of the top players in the club, and you know, and we had another addition again, Etebo joining the team. We have Tom Dele Bashiru, we have Isaac Success, and you know, the team, it will help the players to really relax.
Yeah, exactly.
To really, you know, the players who are there in the past will be able to make them feel relaxed and comfortable. My prayer is that at the end of the day, we won't have Watford returning back to the championship. But I think they've got some quality players in their rank, and if their performance in the last championship is anything to go back by, I think they will go all the way. And for the president of the Nigerian Football Federation, in person of Maju Pinnick, is a welcome development. Going there to tell them that, look, one of the things that made him to go is the fact that he feels that he needs to have a cordial relationship with the director, so that when the Super Eagles of Nigeria has games to prosecute, they will release the players with ease. It's very imperative.
Very important,
that there's a coordination and there is understanding between the FA
all right.
and the team.
Let's see how well that relationship goes. Nigerian Professional Football League is absolutely buzzing. Akwa United did the impossible. Of course, they stunned Kano Pillars to extend their position on the summit of the Nigerian Professional Football League. I mean, Akwa United, can we say it's coming home?
Coming on to you, Brownson. Let's see how it goes. But I think that with the way Akwa United seems to be playing right now, they look focused, they look determined, they look like the team that has what it takes to win the NPFL for this season, because they've been the most consistent team so far. Beating you know, the People's Elephant Imba Football Club of Aba by a goal to nothing was a very important, a pivotal victory for them. 3 points in their kitty. The game was well contested. The only goal of the game came in the 90th minute. I think the Aba boys will feel done because it was a penalty, and Akwa United were able to bury it, and of course carted away with the 3 maximum points. For the other games, Dakada, who has been doing well so far in the league, defeated Atlan by a goal to nothing. The Gawa Golden Stars defeated Plateau United also by a goal to nothing. MFM at home could not beat Katsina United as they had to share the spoils. Sunshine of Akure, against all expectations, defeated Kano Pillars by a goal to nothing because you know, Sunshine Stars have been so terrible this season, and Rangers United defeated Wiki Tourists by 2 goals to nothing, 2 goals to 1. Abuja Warriors defeated Kwa United by 2 goals to 1 as well, while Rivers United defeated Warri Wolves by 2 goals to 1. We didn't witness an away win this week. We hope that the away wins will begin to come in again from next week. Of course, you know, as the season gradually come to an end, it becomes very difficult to win away from home. But that's what the league brings sometimes. Exciting. But I must say that so far we've seen one of the league. We've seen the season that have produced more away win. I mean, fantastic. Let's see how the season run through. Now let's move away from football a bit and look at other sports. I mean, it was fantastic when this bout was premiere. I thought it was going to be a fantastic one, but Conor McGregor says he's not considering retirement after breaking his leg in his first round defeat at the UFC 360 and suffered the second consecutive defeat in the hands of Dustin Poirier. I mean, it was a sad one to see how that accident happened, but you know, in UFC, you need to, he had to tap out because at that point there was nothing he could do again. Yeah, Gregor was on top of his game. He was actually at the point before that injury came in. It was looking like it was going to beat him, but you know, things like this happen when I think it hit at him, and as he was coming down, they both came together, and then he got his leg rumbled. It was a very disappointing one for him. He was hoping to really relaunch his career. I remember that I defeated the same person. I think it was in 2011 or so in the welterweight, while in January the same person defeated him. So they were looking at the person, you know, who who will get the victory this time around. But it's really very disappointing. I think that for now, since he said he's not considering retirement, we wait to see how things will pan out. But things are not really working out for McGregor. And if he asks me to advise him, I think I will advise him to call it quits.
Well, of course, I think he's been 30-year-old thereabout, but he's got some maybe 1 year plus to recover fully before going back to the ring or to the octagon, the way they call it. Now let's move away to the Wimbledon. I mean, when Djokovic gets to the final, you just want to give him the title, and of course, it was same this time around in England as he won his 20th Grand Slam. Big question. Can this guy set new record in terms of Grand Slam?
He's going to set the new records. Brownson is just as straight as that. Though you have my reservations, remember, in the women's category as well. When Serena actually won, I was 22. Then we felt that she was going to continue, but then that was the end. She couldn't win anything after that. Couldn't eclipse the record set by Margaret Scott. Brownson, one of the things that struck me, I look back at about 6 years ago when Novak Djokovic started winning trophies. You know, at the point in time, he had 14 Grand Slam titles. We had Rafael Nadal, as at that time, had about 18 or so. And Roger Federer, the FedEx, had 20. You can imagine, right now, they all have the same number of Grand Slam titles. And that shows that 20 apiece. It shows that Novak Djokovic has been the best in the last decade. He has been the best male tennis player in the world. And, you know, it's looking like it's going to continue for the first time in a very long time. I think it was Steffi Graf. I think it was Steffi Graf that won 3 Grand three Grand Slam titles in a calendar year. Right now, Novak Djokovic has won the Australian Open. He has won. He won the French Open, and now he has won the
Don't forget, there's one more Grand Slam to go. The US Open, the last Grand Slam of the year.
He won the French Open and the Australian Open.
And of course, and you know, Federer is that's the king of hard courts.
Come on. Federer in recent time, when you look at the form of the 3 players,
you want to give it to
Djokovic is on top of his game.
That's what it is. Novak Djokovic seems to be on top of his game, but how well can he carry? Can he get one more, and of course eclipse his elders in the industry? Welcome back, and how can we forget to talk about the Tigers, who did a very good job in the exhibition game against the best team in the world, talking about the US of A, and it was fantastic, must be said, as they showed class. That's talking about the Tigers. Class and quality. Now, for every team that thinks the Tigers will be pushed away in the Olympic, I think that exhibition game, will get you thinking again, coolly in 10 seconds. How did that game make you feel as a Nigerian?
I felt very happy. I felt very excited with players like Lillard, Bam Adebayo. You know, Bam Adebayo is also a Nigerian. Calvin Brand was also, Durant, I beg your pardon, was also there against the Nigerian stars. These are more proven stars. But these guys, come on, Brownson, the way they were throwing the 3-pointers beats me. Holo, even the Americans could not throw as much 3-pointers as that. Come on, once they get to the edge of the box, they throw it in, and come on, they get the 3 point. If they continue in this form, I think that they will shock the world. Just like the coach said, he said we're going to shock the world.
I hope so. I hope they shock the world, Kule. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure doing the show with you. Thank you so much. And to you, our viewer, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms currently displaying on your screen right now. We'll be so glad to hear from you. On behalf of all our production crew, thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.